Alright, hello everybody. Hello. Welcome, what's everybody doing? How you doing? What's going on? Phil here live on the stream for ya. What's up? Today is Saturday, September 23rd, 2017. And welcome to my first of two gameplay streams for today. Excuse me, already I'm burping. I took a sip of a Mountain Dew Kickstart and already it's acting up. So, this is, ladies and gents, the first of two streams, which will be Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite again, yes. Been covering this game all week for ya. You know, with some pretty unique coverage compared to the other stuff that you're going to find out there, because I'm not in a position where I have to kiss this game's butt, where I have to say that it's great, and I have to, you know, basically act positive every moment that I'm playing it, because honestly, I know it's not a good game. From a competitive standpoint, the game is not a good game. But it's funny because, you know, before the game released, you know, months of anticipation and build-up for the release of the game, how many people were saying this game looks like crap, this game doesn't look good, it just looks like it's kind of a phoned-in attempt to make a sequel of the Versus series, because Capcom needs money. I mean, more than half the cast is just regurgitated out from Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Everyone, even, you know, character models look like shit. You know, story mode demo came out, everyone played it and said, wow, the story mode demo was bad. I mean, everyone was criticizing the game. All of a sudden, it's almost like there's this weird epiphany. The game comes out this week, everyone seems to say it's great. Everyone. Now, I'm not just talking, you know, the usual suspects. Every fighting game streamer. Play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and my penis gets so erect every time I see one of those 95 hit pattern combos and incredibly 100% safe rushdown tactics. Oh my god, my penis, I can't control it. It's like the new Viagra. Unbelievable. You know, it's funny. It's funny how things flip when all of a sudden the dollar signs pop out. I mean, because it's literally what happened is, so the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta came out, everyone played it and said, holy shit, this game is good. Like, all of our expectations for this game have been reached with this beta. It's really good. And everyone all of a sudden got hyped for fighting games again because people played a good game. And there was this massive demand after that beta weekend for people to play fighting games. So, what's the latest fighting game coming out? Oh, this piece of shit that we were basically panning for months. But we realized it's the only new fighting game really coming out besides Pokken Tournament, which is a 1.5-year-old fighting game that, you know, isn't going to get a lot of attention because it really is just kind of almost like a Game of the Year repackaged edition with slightly better graphics. We better jump on this new hype bandwagon. And that's literally what's happened. You got everyone playing the game, kissing its butt, saying it's great, when in reality it's not. It really is bad. It's just as bad, if not worse, than Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Especially for an early game development. And what I mean by that is, I said this on Twitter this morning, is when you typically get a new fighting game, alright, when you get a new fighting game, and it's in especially its first week of release, you'll usually see a wide variety of characters, of gameplay styles being used in that first week, okay? And that's everywhere. That's on ranked matches, casual matches, everything. No matter where you go when you play the game, you'll typically get a bunch of people who are just starting out trying all these new characters to see how they play and whatever. If you haven't noticed, folks, I've played this game Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday now online. If you haven't noticed, at least half of the cast have gone untouched. And that's not an exaggeration. Take a look at, you know, the characters who have been played consistently versus characters who we've only seen once or twice and some never at all, right? I have not seen, now, of course, I don't have the cast in front of me, so now I'm having a brain fart, but I have not seen at least a good third of this cast being used online at all. People just like, whatever. Why do we... Spencer. Not a single person's used Spencer. Arthur. Red Armor. There's a few characters I've only seen once or twice. You know, most of the Street Fighter characters. Morrigan. There's so many characters that people just don't bother with. And you gotta ask yourself, well, gee, I wonder why. Right? It's because the characters are so imbalanced. And there are so many, you know, just this one tier, this echelon of character in the game that is so much better than the rest simply because they have these super safe, insanely long combo hit strings that you can tag in and out during them to become just super safe coverage. The game's garbage. And in fact, people were watching, I guess there was a major tournament, was the SoCal Regionals or whatever, had their very first tournament for this game. I believe it was either yesterday or the day before. And people who watched the tournament said, wow, did that look bad? Basically, the only characters that are good in the game are characters who have multiple jab setups, meaning they could do multiple light attacks back to back to back because it leads them to a safe hit string. And then people just tagging in and out, doing the safe hit strings over and over and over and over. And then going from after the hit string, a 50-50 mix-up to try to get that first hit in so they could go for their hit string again. And the only other thing being used is the gems, because people haven't really figured out the gems yet. Which I can understand. That's the new mechanic of the game. It's going to take a while for people to figure out the gems. But people are already saying the most overpowered gem is the reality gem because it's broken. And what I mean by that is when you activate your reality storm, which is your special ability with the gems, okay? What happens is when you press a button, an elemental attack comes out. If you press a kick, you're supposed to get like ice. If you press heavy punch, you'll get this big a horizontal like fireball that comes out. And what people are finding is that it's incredibly broken, meaning if you activate Reality Storm and then you go to do it and someone hits you and your normal move never comes out, the elemental attack still comes out. So for example, this happened yesterday. I was fighting someone, they activated Reality Storm, all right? I dashed forward and I hit him. He, at the same time, was trying to do a kick, but my hit stuffed his kick. So guess what happened? I froze in place and became an ice block. Huh? Now, let me think about this. Any other fighting game ever, in order to actually have something count, it has to hit. Even in the game where these gems originated, if you guys aren't aware, these Infinity Stones originated from the game Marvel Superheroes, all right? They already exist. Now, they don't exist the way they do in this game. They obviously changed them. But in Marvel Superheroes, there's a reality gem. When you use it, guess what? Elemental attacks go across the screen. Now, guess what has to happen? You actually have to hit your opponent and or complete your attack, meaning your kick animation actually has to come out fully in order for the gem to work. So if you go to kick in that game and you get stuffed, no, your ice attack doesn't fucking still come out. That doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, it's not even logically from a fucking programmer's standpoint. Anyone who understands the fundamentals of a fighting game. Either your attack comes out or it doesn't. If your attack comes out, now you have potential to hit. If it doesn't, you don't. Not in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. In MVC Infinite, if you've got the Reality Storm activated and you just press a button, regardless of your attack even comes out, the fucking element attack comes out. It's the stupidest shit ever. This game sucks. But, you know, God forbid someone speak the truth about this game. Rather than, you know, you go to everyone else's stream where they're licking the fucking taint of Capcom, sucking the turds out of their ass, and saying it's the best thing ever, because guess what? There are no more fighting games coming out this year, folks. So they need you desperately to love Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, to like how flashy it is on stream, to tune in to their streams, because guess what? This is the only thing they're going to be streaming for the rest of the year, besides maybe going back to Street Fighter V like usual. They have nothing else to offer you. Nothing. Guess what, folks? Next week, I'll be playing Cuphead. I'll be starting up a Spyro playthrough. Tonight, on my second stream, I'm playing Mario plus Rabbids. I'm going to have a little bit of time off in early October, but when I return from my time off, I'm going to be playing Middle-earth: Shadow of War, The Evil Within 2, South Park: The Fractured But Whole. I mean, just those 2 weeks that I just read off, the 3 games, are going to be huge blockbuster releases that everyone's gonna love seeing me play. I don't have to rely on the fucking stuff on this game. This game, I could literally drop at a moment's notice, and I don't care. It doesn't affect me in the least. I've got tons of other shit to do, and I've got plenty of people who are lined up to watch me play other stuff. I don't rely on one genre or one type of game. I don't have to tell you this game is good when it's not. Same thing with Street Fighter V, folks. Street Fighter V was awful at launch, and I ripped the game a new asshole. But how many people continued to play it, continued to kiss its ass? And now people are all hype and believe that Street Fighter V is a great game, when in reality it's the worst numbered Street Fighter game ever made. Because here we are, almost 2 years later, and the fighting game community would not collectively admit how bad it was because they want to keep being relevant. That's the problem. They need to be relevant. Therefore, any game that comes out that's a mainstream release, they have to promote. I don't have to do that. Why do you think I'm saying stuff that other people won't? People said this game was like Marvel vs. Capcom 1. Are you fucking stupid? Not even close. Every character in this game has an incredibly overpowered hit string, 1 million hit combo. In MVC 1, there were like 2 characters who had that. 2. And they were incredibly hard to do. They were very high execution. In this game, nothing's high execution. Every combo's easy. Are you kidding me? This is so silly. Let's listen to people who didn't play these games back in the day all tell us how this game is similar to games from back in the day. That's what we should do, right? Unbelievable. Anyway, I'm done ranting about that. I'm just saying, you know, you come to my streams, you're going to get the truth. You come to everyone else's stream, you get the fucking fluff. And you get Capcom's butthole licked. So if that's what you want, if you love going in and tossing that fucking Capcom salad, you can go ahead and you can watch these positive professional streamers. These games great. Wow, flashy. Or you can come over here and get a dose of truth. So, what's on the agenda for today? I'm going to be trying out a couple characters I haven't played with yet. I'm not sure who. A lot of people have been, well, a lot of people. One person gave me a good suggestion. They said, why not try Nemesis? And I was like, you know, Nemesis, here's the thing. Nemesis is a character we're not going to see a lot of, folks. I've only seen 1 or 2 people pick Nemesis online at all. Why? Guess why? Because Nemesis does not have an incredibly long, easy to execute, safe hit string. Nemesis is slow and relies on super armor in order to get hits. The problem is in this game, guess what? This game, everyone else has a multi-hit combo. Like I just said, a giant hit string combo that's easy to do. Therefore, super armor sucks in this game because it gets blown through by everyone else who presses jab, and the jab hits 14 times. So, obviously, the super armor isn't going to be very effective. So, that being said, I don't know. Like, I would like to try Nemesis, but honestly, I don't think I'll be able to even play with them online. I'll probably try and get completely blown out by every scrub. I don't know. I want to try 2 characters today. I want to bring them into trials and then training mode, try to learn some basics, and then maybe try to play with them online. Ultimately, will they make it to my team or not? I don't know. It's funny because I was playing with Ultron Hulk, and I was like, man, I don't really like Chun-Li. I don't really like Hagar. I don't really like, you know, I was trying all these other characters. Like, I don't really like them. And then I tried Thanos. Boy, I don't even know how to say his name anymore because this game calls him Thanos, which is wrong. His name is Thanos, not Thanos. Stupid ass fucking Capcom can't even hire voice actors that understand how to pronounce the fucking names of the characters in their game. Anyway, I picked Thanos, and I'm like, wow, I kind of like Thanos, even though, again, he doesn't have insanely long combos or whatever. I think that I want to play with him, and I, you know, stuck with him, and now I'm doing pretty good with him. Combined with Hulk, that's kind of my team now. It's like, I call it, it should be, you know, here's what it should be called. Team Titan. I know that's silly. Team Titan. Because you got 2 giant dudes, you know. Thanos is a Titan, and Hulk kind of is an artificial Titan, when you think about it. So that's been my team. I don't know today if I try 2 new characters, and I try to play with them online, if they're going to end up being a staple of my team or not. Or if I'll play with them and not like them. I don't know. We'll have to see. But right now, Team Titan is what I'm rolling with. So maybe I'll try Nemesis. Maybe I'll try somebody else. You know, those will be my 2 characters I'll try out today and see what I can figure out with them. And yes, I will continue to play this game. This is hilarious because people are like, but Phil, if you don't like a game, why are you playing it? All right, there's 2 reasons. 2 reasons, folks. Number 1, because people are enjoying watching me cover this game. Number 1, because I get so salty at how fucking bad the game is. And number 2, because it's a breath of fresh air to hear someone fucking be honest for once, instead of kissing a game's ass. And people are coming out and watching the streams, and people are being very happy about that. The views on YouTube have been good. So why am I going to stop playing the game just because I know it's garbage? Why am I going to stop playing it when the coverage is legit and people are enjoying it? Doesn't make any sense. Things are going well. You should stop right now and do something else. So, that's the deal. That's why I'm playing it. Plus, let's be honest, everyone. There's nothing else new out right now. If there were a new game or release coming out in the short term here, I would play it. But it just so happens this week, the only new release early on in the week is Danganronpa 3, or V3, or whatever it's called, which I can't play because they've already come out publicly, NIS America, the publisher, and said you cannot do a Let's Play of this game past the first chapter or we will copyright strike you. So, yeah, guess what? Can't play it, and the next new release is Cuphead coming out later in the week, so this is my focus for right now. So, that being said, yes, I will continue to play this game. I'll be doing more of it, more coverage of it. Now, you know, I've been messing around with new characters and the like, and trying to figure stuff out. I know that Venomous Fat Man got this game too, and he wants to run some sets with me. I haven't even gotten back to him yet, simply because I don't feel I have enough character variety to even kind of play him. Like, the characters I've played with, I haven't really liked. Like I said, Chun-Li, didn't like it all. Hagar, I don't really like in this game. I like them way better in Marvel 3. I have, like, 1 team right now. If I can get at least a few characters who I can kind of alternate between and do different teams, then I would say, okay, let's play. But I don't want to just play with the same team ad nauseum for hours and hours. So, I'm probably going to be doing a set with Venomous Fat Man coming up in the next couple of days once I finally get enough character knowledge under my belt, okay? So yeah, I am going to be playing this as the mainstream, you know, for a lot of days this week. But then eventually, you know, I'm sure I'm going to get burnt out on it. I mean, right now, I get rage every time I play it online, but I'm not to the point where I'm so turned off by it that I don't want to play it again. If that did happen, I would stop. But right now, people are liking it, and, you know, me discovering more about the game. Like let's face it, yesterday's session was incredibly salty. But at the same time, if you didn't notice, guys, I won a lot. I was playing a basic gameplay style of fighting games, while everyone else I fought was using spam combo style scrub bullshit, and I was still winning. I was going completely against the odds and still winning. So that's why people really liked it. Yesterday's stream, people really enjoyed yesterday's stream. Alright, so, yeah, like I said, I'll be trying out probably 2 new characters today. That'll be today's stream, and I'll go online and, you know, see how they do online. If they're doing terrible, I'll probably go back to Team Titan. We'll see. Tonight, more Mario plus Rabbids. So it is continuing tonight, about 2 more hours of Mario plus Rabbids. That'll be good. We're in the final world of Mario plus Rabbids, if you're not aware. You know, moving along swimmingly so far. So I'm hoping to finish up Mario plus Rabbids this week, balancing that game out with everything else that I'm doing. Okay? Excuse me. Tomorrow, more Marvel. Yes, tomorrow will be more Marvel, folks. And then we'll see, you know, this coming week what happens. Because if I finish up Mario plus Rabbids this week, that means that Spyro will begin. But I don't want to promise that until, basically until we, you know, I have it set. I don't want to say, oh, Spyro's coming right now, and then, you know, then I don't finish Mario plus Rabbids for whatever reason. The game drags on, and then I never start Spyro, and people get all upset, so. Alright. So, what else is going on, folks? Well, there are 7 days left in the month. 7 days, ladies and gents. And that means there's 7 days left to pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. If you'd like to see a Halloween horror marathon take place, where you can nominate and vote on the games that I'll be playing, and also vote on the kind of Halloween costume that I'll be wearing, please pledge $5 or more to my Patreon to make it happen. It definitely can happen. We just got to get it going in the next week. 1 week left, right? Oh my god, excuse me. Ooh. Yeesh. Excuse me. That was a giant explosion of gas. Good thing there was no heat source nearby, or I might have gone up in flames. But anyway. Yes, my Patreon, folks. Please consider pledging. By the way, it's not just about that monthly goal. It's also about getting cool perks, such as getting text or verbal thank yous in my videos on YouTube. Getting a shout out on my bi-monthly show, Ask the King, and getting your questions answered on my bi-monthly show, Ask the King. If you want to have a question answered on the show coming up in October, you will want to get in on this month's perks, okay? You can even get a private Q&A video made just for you, around 20 to 30 minutes in length. So please consider pledging if you haven't. What you pledge goes right to supporting myself here with my daily streaming efforts and my videos on YouTube, including paying for internet, paying for games, paying for electricity, paying for everything. So thank you to everyone who already is an ongoing pledgee, and hopefully we hit the goal. We got 7 days left. All right. Now, folks, also, if you are watching live on stream, you have the option to cheer, sub, and tip me during the course of the stream. If you do any of those things, I will give you a shout out. And in fact, I have a few people here who already have cheered, subbed, and tipped on the pre-stream, and I will be giving you shout outs in just a moment. So thank you to everyone who already has done that, okay? So, if you cheer, sub, or tip, I will give you a shout out. Now, keep in mind, I'm doing fighting games, which means if I'm playing a fighting game, I can't stop every 5 seconds to give a shout out. However, I'll do my best, absolutely. Absolutely, I will do my best to give you the shout out at appropriate time. So maybe between the matches or whatever that I'm doing today. Okay? Now, if you cheer 50 bits or more, if you sub to the channel and click the share button, or if you tip me $2 or more, alright, I will give you, well, you will get an on-screen pop-up notification as well, okay? So it's kind of like you get visual recognition as well as the verbal recognition, which is nice. Now, I will ask this, if you do decide to participate today, let's say you decide to participate and you say, I would like to either cheer, sub, or tip. I wonder which, helps fill the most right now or whatever. In the short term, meaning until mid-October hits, and all the payments clear from the amazingly awesome month of August that I had, where, by the way, for the first time ever, my streaming was more profitable than YouTube. That was the first time that ever happened. I don't know this month yet if that's going to happen or not. It's uncertain. At this point, because the month we still got 7 days left in the month, so it's hard to tell. But we'll see. But anyway, yeah, if you tip me, I get that right away. So I'm able to put that straight towards bills, and that'll help me out tremendously right now. Not to say that I'm not appreciative of cheers and subs. I absolutely am. They help me out just as much, but I won't get those until November versus the tips I get right now, which will help me between now and mid-October. Okay? All right, folks? All right, let's do some shout-outs, and then we will begin. Hold on, let me scroll all the way down here. All the way down. First of all, once again, shout out to Golden Colts, who did a lot of overnight cheers. Thank you very much, Golden Colts. And thank you to Game Master 2003 is Dead, who did one overnight cheer. Thanks, guys. Shout out to YOLO Dopper, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, I saw frames of animation dropping while I was playing this game last night. The netcode is terrible. Yes, the netcode of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is the same rollback netcode that Capcom's been trying to use in all their games recently. And it sucks. Because, unlike other games, if you're playing a typical game and there's lag, the game slows down. So you know the game's lagging, right? With games that have rollback netcode, guess what happens? The game hides the lag. Now, how does it hide it? Well, it tries to mask it by basically making frames of animation completely drop from the gameplay. And or, if the connection's really bad, you'll see something on your screen and the game will take it back. I've seen both of these instances in the past 2 days. In one case, I was playing this guy who was doing constant rushdown. No surprise there, that's the entirety of the game. And as he's doing constant rushdown, half of the frames of animation of his attacks aren't even coming out. It's just showing a neutral animation for the attacker, yet you can see those effects from hits going out on the screen. So literally no attack animations, but the hits are counting anyway. Now, the other flip side of this, the bad one, is if the connection's so bad, it rolls shit back. So, for example, yesterday I was playing somebody, and I dashed up, I did low kick with, it's low medium, with Thanos, which is a 2-hit kick that if it hits, you can hit confirm into a combo into a launcher. The game showed it hit, so I did the hit confirm into my combo. As I'm doing my inputting my combo, the game rolled it back and said, oh, he blocked. And therefore, then he did a full combo on me because I continued to hit buttons thinking that my combo would hit. It's terrible. It's garbage netcode. It's really bad for a competitive game. It should never be used. By the way, guess who it was designed by? You ready for this? The Cannons. I take it back as one. I forget if it's Tom or Tony Cannon. It's one of them who designed this rollback netcode that Capcom uses. All right. Guess who they are? They're the funders and the runners of EVO. Oh, what a coinky-dink that the person who wrote this netcode that's used in all Capcom games just happens to be the major tournament in the United States for Capcom games. What a funny coincidence there, folks. But anyway, the netcode sucks. It breaks the game. It makes it unplayable unless you have the utmost great connection. But because it hides the lag, because you don't see slowdown, people who basically are ignorant of fighting games watch it and say, oh, that's good netcode, man. That looks great. It's not. It's trash. So, yeah, the netcode of this game sucks. It does. Hold on a second. Alright, shout out to This Is My Daddy, who did a $1 tip and says, unfortunately, it's just what this gaming area has come to for all these new fighters and shooters too. They casualize the fuck out of it. Make everything easy for the casuals. Not like when we grew up where you actually had to grind to get good. That's right. Back in the day, first of all, you couldn't even own the games. You couldn't bring them home. They were arcade only. You couldn't actually get a game, you know, like Street Fighter and bring it home and play the arcade equivalent of it at home. Now, obviously things change, and that's okay. You know, there's going to be a natural evolution where obviously the consoles get better and arcades, you know, fell into obscurity. That's fine, and that makes sense. But the fact that not only did you make these games available at home immediately at launch, but then you decide, oh, well, you know, let's just take all the skill factor out of them and make every single move in the game easy to do. I mean, let's face it, half the characters in this game don't even have Dragon Punch motions anymore. It's tap down twice plus a button, because people were too freaking unable to even do a fucking Dragon Punch motion. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then, of course, as we all know, as I've said about this game a million times, the whole game's a combo exhibition for scrubs. Easy mode combos for scrubs is the entirety of the game. So yeah, everything's been dumbed down for the masses, and now the masses love the games and buy them and watch them on stream, and now we get crap quality games. It's that simple. If you dumb it down, you'll get crap, and that's it. We don't have these high-level tournaments of competition anymore. Instead, you get crap. Oh well, that's what they want. If that's what the masses want, that's what you'll get. Crap. Darth Radovan Viking did a 1,000-bit cheer. Thank you, Viking. He says, don't feel bad setting higher standards than other people feel. Yeah, you know, for me, I have a higher standard of what I consider a good fighting game. Sorry, I grew up in the 90s when, you know, these games were hard to fucking play. It wasn't fucking preschool fighter. It wasn't, you know, baby zone gameplay where a 5-year-old can play the game for an hour and learn a pattern and actually do it online and win. Sorry, you actually needed, like, maturity and reactions and a game plan where you had to think stuff out. Strategy. Oh, my God. Strategy. Instead of just throwing a random move out. Like yesterday when I was fighting 2 separate Striders, and all they could do once I shut down their rushdown was, oh, from full screen, just spam the stupid blade, because if it randomly hits online, you could then do ground fireball, blade, ground fireball, blade, ground fireball, blade, ground fireball, blade. That's not exaggeration. You could do it for 8 hits, you can't escape it, and then it leads to a combo afterward. I mean, that's like the most brain-dead shit I've ever seen in my life. And that's what we're facing in this game. Sorry that I have a higher standard than that. Sorry that I actually like fundamentals of gameplay in my fucking fighting games. You know, it's called a quality standard. So, anyway, 47766 did 2 separate cheers. First, he said, I never heard about Street Fighter 1. Is it any good, and did you play it? Oh, no, Street Fighter 1 is a whole other animal. Street Fighter 1 was an idea of what they wanted to do with the game, but it really wasn't fleshed out. Street Fighter 1 doesn't play anything like Street Fighter 2. At all. It is really more of an arcadey, silly fuck-around game. It doesn't even have more than... It's just Ryu and Ken, and they're identical. Those are the only 2 playable characters. And it really is a wonky-ass game. It wasn't until Street Fighter 2 that the game had 6 buttons and became a competitive game at a high level. That's why Street Fighter... people don't really talk about Street Fighter until Street Fighter 2. You never hear anyone mention Street Fighter 1. Alright, then he did another cheer, and he says, if you or someone gets an Xbox One X, would you play all your third-party games on there instead? Even without 4K, you still get 1080p, super sampling, and even 60 frames per second, instead of 30 frames per second for some games. If someone wanted to donate an Xbox One X, I would use it. Yeah, I mean, if someone donated an Xbox One X, and, you know, people wanted to see me play the highest quality of these third-party games, yes, I would get them on the Xbox One X. But I have no reason to buy an Xbox One X myself. You know, right now, my game playthroughs and coverage are looking good enough, in my opinion. And for my viewers' opinion, no one's complained that my quality is bad. So, you know, for me, sorry, I don't have money. I mean, I don't have money to buy a new monitor. My monitor died, now I'm using a television in place of my monitor. But if someone wanted to donate a console or whatever, yeah, obviously I would accept it and I would use it. Shout out to C. Dick. Okay, anyway. C. Dick tipped me $10. Thank you, C. Dick. Alrighty then. Shout out to Rockstar, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, the new Tomb Raider movie reboot, do you think it will be better than the old Jolie film? I have no idea. I know some people have been talking about it. I have not followed it. So I don't know. Coming Up for Blair has subscribed to the channel. Thank you for the sub, Coming Up for Blair. I appreciate that. California Thunderqueer did a 100-bit cheer and says, you should play Dream Daddy. The netcode is really good. No dropped frames. I've already addressed this before, folks. I said, if I would like to perform fellatio on the Game Grumps, I will do so. However, since I don't want to, why would I play their video game? That's all Dream Daddy is. It's just blowing the Game Grumps. So why would I want to blow them? I don't feel like that. I don't feel like doing that. If I wanted to, I would go up to them and blow them. I don't need to play Dream Daddy. Okay, then. Rockstar did another 10-bit cheer. He says, for a minute there, I thought you said the Ganons. Haha. Yeah, because I said the Cannons earlier. So he thought I said the Ganons. Alright. Golden Colts did a 100-bit cheer. He says, hey, Phil, did you ever go to the Broadway City Arcade back on the East Coast before it closed because of violence. No, I've never heard of this. The Broadway City Arcade? Never heard of it. No, I always went to... The big arcade on the East Coast was Chinatown Fair. That was the one that was known for, like, high-level tournament play. And that's where you would go in New York if you wanted to play the best. But me, locally in Connecticut, there were a bunch of arcades in Connecticut as well, because arcades were all the rage in the 90s. So there were two major arcades, one that was local and one that was a little bit further away from me that I went to in Connecticut as well. Never went to a Broadway City arcade, never heard of it. Alright, and Random Ron did a 10-bit cheer. He says, I don't want to sound like a hipster, but it sure seems that the quality downgrades, that the more a game gets into the mainstream crowd. This was prevalent with the commentary when Street Fighter V was on live TV during EVO. I'm not sure what you mean by that, because I don't watch EVO. Alright? But, yeah, the games are all dumb now. I mean, Street Fighter V. Alright? The reason the game's terrible is because now, of course, I've heard they've changed it, but when the game at launch had so many frames of input delay, the game could not be played like a typical Street Fighter game. Alright? You could not actually play it as a reactionary game. You couldn't react to tons of stuff. Meaning, a lot of characters had completely safe attacks and hit strings that shouldn't be safe. Because in another Street Fighter game without that much delay, you could do reactionary movement and react to it and stop it. But you can't in Street Fighter V. The game itself was designed innately at its core to have that much delay. Now you have to think, why was that done? Because they want the game to appeal to more people. So make it easier to play. Make it so that almost everything in the game is safe. Make it so that there's no actual intelligent fucking footsies or reactions going on. Just make it a pattern game. And that's exactly what happened. They turned it into every character who was good in the original version of Street Fighter V played exactly the same. They had the same kind of strategies, the same kind of move sets. And then all of a sudden, they decided, oh, well, we're going to reduce the frame delay and we're going to start mixing stuff. And then the game changed. But that's what I mean. That's what I mean, folks, is, you know, yes, as these games are getting dumbed down for the masses, they become worse. But then more people play them because they're easier to play. Although it's hilarious because Capcom did this, right, for Street Fighter V, and the game barely sold. So it blew up right in their fucking face. So now here they are a year later, oh, let's do it with MVC Infinite too. Only this time, we'll actually put a story mode in there so no one will complain there's not enough offline content. Joseph Chalker did a 100-bit cheer. He says, how did you go with that code fill? Ha ha ha. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Maybe he's referencing something that I said earlier, and I'm not sure what he's referencing. Darn, it went right over my head. And Schmensational Media did a 25-bit cheer. Says, if I put a quarter, maybe the game will start. Well, hey, folks. If people would stop cheering, I would start the game, but people keep cheering. There you go. Just like this moron who just did a 10-bit cheer and thinks I'm going to read his insulting cheer, which I'm not. In fact, all it's done is earned him a nice, juicy ban. Delicious. Delicious ban. Oh, okay. So, Joseph has given me a beta code to try to get into the Star Wars Battlefront beta, but I never got a chance to try to install it. I just haven't had time. I'm going to try maybe tomorrow night, or maybe tonight, I don't know. But, yeah, he gave me a beta code, but he doesn't know if it's going to work because it's not a US beta code, so there's no way to tell if I can get into it or not. We'll see. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see if I can get into it or not. So, no answers there yet for you, dude. Sorry, I just have been so busy. No chance. There you go, and Random Ron did another 10-bit cheer. He says, let's keep cheering. It's more entertaining than the actual game. All right, let's keep going. Yeah. Come on. All right, now we actually have to start. There are actually people here who came here for gameplay and not to hear me answer your cheers all day. All right, are we good? Oh, Golden Colts just did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, Golden Colts. All right, I think we're going to start. All right. Who should I try today? Gonna decide in a moment. All right, that's it. Oh, California Thunderqueer just did 100-bit cheers and one more cheer to delay the game. All right, everyone. In all seriousness, let's get started. All right, sound good? All right, let's see what happens today with Marvel. Here we go.